Hello boys and girls, nice to see you again. Well, today I'm going to read a story about a giant, and you can see there's a giant on the front cover of the book, and standing on his nose is Brian, and the story's called Brian and the Giant. It's written by Chris Judge and Mark Wickham. So let's have a look inside. I'll just make my picture a little smaller, and then we can see. Oh, there's a huge footprint. Brian and the Giant. On a hot summer's day 1,000 years ago, a young boy named Brian Boru was busy at work. Brian loved building clever inventions. Today he was trying to figure out a way to water the vegetables to make them grow. It had been so long since it rained, and the whole village was hungry. "Phew, what's that smell?" said Brian's brother suddenly. "And where's all the water in the river gone?" "Something's not right," said Brian. "Let's find out. Follow that smell." "Oh no," cried Brian in dismay. "What's happened to the village? It's all smashed up." "I bet it was an earthquake," said the village chieftain. "Was it a storm?" asked one villager. "Or maybe a dragon?" stuttered another. Said Brian. He wasn't convinced. "Let's find out." "Follow that stink," bellowed Brian. The brave band of brothers set out to discover what had destroyed their village and caused such a stink. Look, they're having to hold their noses. It wasn't long before they found some clues. "Look, something big has gone this way. We need to get down there fast," said Brian. You can see the trees have been knocked over or taken away. When they reached the bottom, they came across some very unusual trees. "Something's not right," said Brian. "These rocks are alive." The land was getting stranger and stranger, and the smell stronger and stronger. "Pooh-wee," said Brian. "What a stink." It started to rain, so Brian and his brothers ran for shelter. "Quick, let's head for the cave." "Wait a minute, what is that smell?" "It's not a cave," shouted Brian. "It's a nose." "Smelly giant," shouted the brothers. He's huge. Luckily, Brian had packed a parachute for each of his brothers. They landed softly in the forest growing on the giant's shoulders. "Everyone okay?" asked Brian as they picked themselves up. "Hold tight. Let's find out where he goes." Soon they were speeding across the land. "I can see for miles and miles," shouted Brian's brother. "What's that up ahead?" asked Brian. "Look, he's dammed the river," said Brian. "That's where all our water disappeared to. And he's building a bath out of our houses." Good heavens, look, there's a duck. "Hey!" shouted Brian as loud as he could. "Who are you?" asked the giant, holding the people in his hand. "You destroyed our village to make your dam, which has slowed the river down to a trickle. So now we don't have water for our crops or any food to eat." "Sorry," said the giant. He didn't realize. "I have a plan," said Brian. "Come back to our village with us, but first give us our river back." And so you can see the giant moved the dam and let the water flow again. So, with the giant's help, Brian and his brothers built a huge shower. The giant got clean, and the vegetables were watered. That's interesting. Brian had saved the day, and the villagers were happy. And the giant smelt great. Look, there's the duck made of wood. That looks like Brian sitting on its head. There's the back cover. And there's the back and front cover. And there's the front cover. Brian and the giant. Well, he was certainly very big, but everything turned out well in the end. I hope you enjoyed the story. See you again soon. Goodbye.